everyone. How are we? It is I, Mike Field, your host of Cubecast here on the speedcubing YouTube channel. I'm gonna pull the gain down on my mic a little bit. I noticed she was a bit hot. Signal was a bit hot last week, so I'm gonna just pull the edge off that a little bit. All right. Hello everyone, welcome along. Hello James in Michigan. Hello Vera on the school bus. I hope you made it to school in time. Stay in school, kids. Anthony Jiang's in the chat already. We'll be talking to him later. I'm going to look very stupid as he tries to explain actual statistics to me. That's going to be good. What's up, Heron Cubing? Welcome along. Hello, Clara. Hello, Twan. I was talking about your brother on stream the other day, wasn't I? When we were talking about the Euros. When we were talking about Euros. Eat, play, boop. Hello. Hello again, James. I hope you're well, everyone. It's right now in New Zealand. It's Thursday, the 13th of March. Not quite Friday the 13th. 9:35 a.m. because I'm late. I was in the bathroom, all right? That's what I was doing. Jeez, I'm a bit overexposed. Lighting is hard, everyone. Isn't it? Lighting is hard. And I don't understand it. Oh, hey, Ephemica. Cubing FR, you are my third favorite channel. You know what? I appreciate that. That's the best compliment I could ever hope for. What was I going to do? I need to go and find my little list here so I don't miss anyone out, because I can't remember things, everyone. I can't retain information. That's not something I'm very good at doing. Shout out to all my channel members. Vera Twists Plastic, of course. Stretford Bear. Simon Prashel. Josh, JDB the Cube Guy, James Melby, who's in the chat, Glenn's Cubing Corner, Benjamin Handelman, and John Baxter, my good buddy from Edinburgh, and Curious Nick as well, of course. Thank you all for being members. If you want to become a member, you can. You can do that, everyone, by clicking the join button. And what do you get when you click the join button? Well, shut up for a second and I'll tell you, okay? You get a little badge beside your name, just like James Melby's got there. You get to be a special color in the chat. You get to use special emojis. And what else do you get? You get all my videos, like all my VODs. You get those before everyone else does. Oh my gosh. So exclusive. You get to comment first before anyone else. If you've ever watched one of my VODs and gone, how has Nick commented on this 2 days ago? How has James commented on this 4 days ago? That's because they are in a very exclusive club, which you can join too. For the low price of like $2 a month, American, I think it is. And you can support my channel by doing that. Thank you so much as well for 5,200 subscribers. We just crossed that threshold the other day, so that's good. Hold on, has that lit up the little... Oh, crap, I've just realized I've forgotten to do something, haven't I? Has that lit up the 5,200 thing on my header? It has. Right, hold on, everyone. Shut up for a second. I need to fix this, because there's going to be nothing there. Womp, womp. Where... I want my live chat here. Oh. Everyone. This is no good. Let's put you over there, chat. Make you a little bit skinnier, I reckon. And I need to be down here. This is the content you're all here for. No shot. Anthony Jiang with the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cubecast on top. I might start using that as my tagline. Everyone's speedcubing's third best podcast. I kind of like that, honestly. I don't hate it. What else do I want? I want my subscriber little pinger to ping if somebody subscribes. And then I need to go into my little YouTube tab here and change the thing. You're all right, everyone. Just you're fine. You're all right. This is content. This is what you're here for. Yeah, look, there we go. 5.2 has lit up. Thank you, Stream Elements. Or whatever it is I use for that. I think it's Stream Elements. 6K is chilling over here. James Melby, the clarification. Is it $3 freedom a month? Is it? I beg your pardon. Ephemica, lighting direction makes it look like a diffusion filter. Yeah, I've got a big spotlight up here. But you know what's crazy is it really affects, what affects it is what screen I've got. The biggest light source is my screen. and it's wild. But anyway, lighting is hard. Lighting is hard. And I honestly just can't be bothered. I've got too many other things to learn and worry about. What are we doing today? That's a valid question, everyone. What are we here for? What on earth are we doing? Well, let me tell you, everyone. We've got ourselves a match today, haven't we? We're going to be playing Me 1 versus 2 speed cubing. It's even more Scottish Mike versus far away Mike today, so that's going to be a freaking nightmare. But we'll get it done and we'll see who will win. Actually, you know what? Let's get we need a poll. We need a poll straight away. Who will win Me 1 versus Me 2 speed cubing today? Who will win? And then I need to Twan put something in chat that I need to respond to. So even more Scottish. That's not how you spell Scottish, Mike. You terrible person. Even more Scottish, Mike. No, that's milk. What am I doing? Even more Scottish milk or far away milk? I actually typed milk that time. Whoops. Oopsie. All right, there you go. That's in the chat now. You can vote in the poll, decide who's going to win Me 1 versus Me 2 speed cubing today. I don't want to end the poll. I just want it to be small. What did Twan say? I could get you in contact with the organizers if you want to get someone featured on the channel. I would love to talk about that. I'd love to talk about the camping and where all that came from. Who was the guy? Who was the guy who was one of the WCA founders? Not Tyson Mao, the other one. I forget his name, but he's part of that crew. Or even your brother and yourself, Twan, because I imagine you must be quite close to organizing to that stuff as well. I would love to talk about that. That would be great. I would love to talk to someone about that. So yeah, even more Scottish Mike versus faraway Mike. We're going to have it was International Women's Day. Was it last week? It was the 1st of March. So shout out Qbeth. She posted a link to an article talking about women cubing. We're going to take a look at that. See if we disagree or agree on some of the points made in there. Obviously, I've got feelings on women in cubing and female representation in cubing. Which we'll talk about, and it's great for engagement because it makes idiots go nuts in the comments. So that's always good. A little bit of rage bait, which really shouldn't. It's sad that it is rage bait. We're gonna have a look at. Here's an idea, right? We had Cubing Clash at the weekend, didn't we? We had a look at Cubing Clash happened. There's no video yet. I can't wait to watch it. I believe the result has been leaked already, but I mean, I think they leaked it themselves, the Cubicle. So it's like, I don't know. I wish that had been a pay-per-view stream because I would have paid to watch that online. Phil, if you're watching, put me down for one pay-per-view ticket for the next one. I would love to. I would love to have watched that live. But I'm going to look at Yiheng versus... I've got Tyson written here. Yiheng versus Tymon at PBs and Palisades. And I want to see who would have won if that had been head-to-head. You see what I mean? Who would have won? I actually haven't worked this out yet. I haven't even drafted a spreadsheet for it, but we're going to do it. We're going to look at their results from PBs and Palisades, which Yiheng won in the end. Comeback Kid. And we're going to see if Yiheng would have won if it had been head-to-head as well. I think he may have won. I think he probably will have. But, you know, I want to work it out. Heron Cubing was there. Twan, I am doing Jack Sheep for Euros. Yep. Outdoors 11 watching their first Cubecast. No way, it's only taken you 34 episodes. Well, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Everyone's going to have a first episode someday. Did I miss anything else? No, I don't think so. New Luke Garrett reaction angle has dropped. We have a new reaction angle which we need to take a look at. This is important. It was so important. I was going to do a video. I thought about doing a video on it last night, but then I thought, no, I'll just save that for the stream. I need something for the stream, and now I'm going to have too much for the stream, to be quite honest. We're going to talk to Anthony Jiang regarding Luke's world record, but also regarding a whole bunch of stats. Anthony likes stats. He likes them heaps. So he sent me some baffling screenshots yesterday or the day before with lots of numbers and letters that I don't understand. And yeah, we're going to do that. He's got some good stats on OH and some thoughts on OH as well. We're going to look at some hardware as well. There's a black Qiyi M Pro V2 with stickers. That's very exciting. So we'll be able to poll the chat about stickers and talk about that. And we're also going to talk about this goofy goober, the Void Cube. The Void Cube is back, everyone. This one's got parity on it. So not only are we going to talk about the Void Cube, I'm going to solve the parity on this today as well by looking up a tutorial as well. All right. And I think that's about it, everyone. I think that's everything we're going to do today. Is that enough? That feels like a lot. That feels like I'm going to be here for a while. Anthony has prepared a slideshow. That's great news. You might have to send that to me. I'm just thinking about the technicalities. I might have to display that on my stream. All right, but never mind. We might have some live OBS fiddling to do. That's fine though. That's okay. Now, let me just think. Are we ready? I think we're ready probably to get into Me 1 versus 2 speedcubing. Hey, and I'm going to use the Tymon X3, which if you were around yesterday, you would have seen the stream when I was having a go with both this and this is the ball core one, which I like quite a lot, and the standard one, which I'm pretty about. I'm pretty ambivalent about the regular magnetic one. It's mid. That's what the kids would say. It's mid. But this one I actually quite like. I don't know if Jaden's watching, but he was talking smack about it. And that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, aren't they, champions? But yeah, the standard one, meh, it's what it is. But I actually do like the ball core. And it's interesting that it's exactly the same as the old what's it, you know? The XT3, the X, what the hell did they call it? They have not had a good run of X3, not the XT. That's the XT3 is the freaking, that's the Qiyi one. This is the Tymon X3, which I think now that they've teamed up with Z Cube and put a ball core in it, I like it. There's nothing silly going on in there. It's all great stuff. It's all great stuff. Oh, why? There it is. My volume knob stopped working. That's annoying. All right, well. The road sick, you were hi, Uncle Timmy. Oh no, am I Unc? Oh no. I think we'll get into it, hey? We'll get into Me 1 versus Me 2 speedcubing, everyone. That's what we'll get into. The Mike Speedcubing League. The internet's third best speedcubing league. Today, have we got a match for you, everyone? Oh, snap, I need to look up the spreadsheet. Oh, jeez. Have we got a match for you, everyone, today? We have got an incredible battle coming up. Where's John's spreadsheet? It's that one. Today, even more Scottish Mike versus... Oh, chat, what are you doing over there? Can you not? Even more Scottish Mike versus Far Away Mike. Two as yet unknown competitors. If you haven't been watching already, regular me beat sarcastic Mike. FTO me beat monosyllabic Mike, who wasn't that monosyllabic as it turns out. Timmy me beat blind me, and then Gen Alpha me beat even older me to set up a nightmarish combination of Timmy me versus Gen Alpha me, which is it's going to be a lot. ProCuber me beat grind set me as well. And we are finding the other half of that pairing today. Even more Scottish Mike versus Faraway Mike is what we're looking at to complete this unholy union here in round 2. The records, current records so far, let's just take a look at what we're looking at. The best mean of 3, 19.4 by ProCuber me. Average of 5 was 22.89 by even older me. Not everyone gets the chance for an average of 5. That's what it is. The best single, of course, grind set me with that 17. I think I landed a 17 and a 16 yesterday when I was streaming on the What's It. That was pretty good, eh? Pretty good. I'm quite the pro cuber, everyone. Quite the pro cuber. If you didn't know. Okay, so the we are also looking for, because after next week's match, of course, what am I doing? After next week's match, Zesty Mike versus American Mike, which I'm also worried about. Zesty Mike gets me cancelled, and American Mike is almost certainly going to offend someone. Then we've got just X and Y here, because we need to work out these last two. So drop your suggestions. Third time's the charm. Drop your suggestions in the chat for who our last pairings might be here, so we can have a full group of 16. But joining us in the studio now, coming all the way from Scotland. It's a nightmare. Honestly, a nightmare. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's even more Scottish Mike. Welcome along to the studio. Get yourself settled. How are you feeling in the lead up to the match? Even more Scottish Mike. Well, Michty me, Farabuti Afe, and Fujar Doos. Well, just fine. Thank you very much. Lovely to be here. Appreciate it. Thank you now. Even more Scottish Mike. I think possibly going out on a limb here. Can you tell us a little bit about your accent, because you don't sound like Scottish people in movies. You don't sound like the people in Train Spotting. You know what I mean? What do you want to give us for the people watching at home, most of whom are from America? Would you like to explain what's going on with your accent? Well, Michty me and Farabuti Afe, I'm fae Inverurie in Aberdeenshire, and the way we speak is Doric, I tell you. We are speaking Doric round here up in the northeast. I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot. It's a lot. It kind of justifies what people say. I don't sound very Scottish sometimes, and it's I wonder if that's the reality of being from the northeast. Well, Kenford, like you may be onto something there. You may be onto something, Loon. You might just be. Well, wonderful. Have you been doing anything to prepare yourself for the competition today? No, that sounds very Mike coded. That sounds absolutely right. Okay. Thank you so much, even more Scottish Mike. That was a nightmare. I hope you lose. Oh Christ. Right, here we go. So joining us now, not in the usual spot. Joining us in the studio is Faraway Mike. How are you, Faraway Mike? Lovely to have you here. Do you want to introduce yourself? So, yeah, hi everyone. Lovely to be here. Pretty much the same mic, but a bit further away. So, still cutting about that same average. A little bit less zesty than some of the mics. Certainly less problematic than some of the mics, but just kind of far away. Do you know what I mean? I do know what you mean. I can. I hear what you're saying there. What have you been doing to prep for the competition today, and how are you feeling going up against even more Scottish Mike? Well, it's kept me up at night. It has kept me up at night thinking about having to reveal my true Doric Teuchter accent to people. But mostly I've been shouting over here. There's nowhere to. Practice has been difficult because I'm just kind of sitting on a sofa. There's no bench or whatever, so it's been tough. It's been tough, but I'm feeling relatively confident. You know, I've been on the same training regime as regular Mike. So, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling moderately optimistic is what I'm going to put it. All right, moderately optimistic is about as well as any of our competitors could hope for today. So that's great stuff. Lovely to hear it. So even more Scottish Mike versus Faraway Mike. This was always going to be. I don't know if I was more scared of this one than I am of Timmy Me versus Gen Alpha Me, which is going to be a lot. Everyone, okay. The competitors are taking their place over at the solving station just now. Have we got chat on here? Yeah, we have. Okay, great. Love that. Okay, so who's going to go, Mike? Who's going to go, Mike? Who's going to go first? Pro Cuber Me. Where are you? Pro Cuber Me is going to go first. Wait, no, not Pro Cuber Me. What am I talking about? Even more Scottish Mike is going to go first today. He'll be setting the first solve. Now I did a lot of solves yesterday. And so that kind of counts as practice, hey. But I haven't warmed up today. So no solves today. This is my first solve off the bat. Well, I should say this is Even More Scottish Mike's first solve off the bat. Play along at home, everyone. Grab a cube. And play along at home and see where we get to. Thank you, Nick. A little Chukter reveal there. James Melby is an American. Let me say there is nothing you could do that would offend me. Well, just give me 5 minutes there, James. Give me 5 minutes and I'll see if I can change your mind. This is gross. Even More Scottish Mike leading the charge today, looking for that first solve. Nothing too fancy in the first solve. Doesn't want to hurt himself straight out the blocks here. Green and orange is in. We want to split blue and orange. That's pretty clumsy. Talking and solving is hard, especially when you can't solve real good. Anyway, there's green-red for the fourth pair. A line OLL into a little upside-down fishy, and that's whatever, you know, an A or something. 25.41. It's pretty substandard. He's not going to be feeling particularly blown away by that. Faraway Mike probably feeling relatively confident about this first point. Something is going to have to go pretty wrong for Faraway Mike to drop this one. Okay. Heron with the 14 on that one. Very nice. Love to see it. Carolina with a 14 as well. And Clara with a 14. All right. Chill with the 14s, everyone. I'm out here getting 25s like a big idiot. Okay. Let me think. Thinking didn't help. No. That's orange will go in there. Ooh. Okay, so blue and orange looking all right. There's red and green set up for a nice easy one, but I got lost. Pretty embarrassing. And blue-red is over here. That's one of those. And T-perm, surely. 24, there we are. Very nice. That is going to be a point for for Faraway Mike there, getting us started here today. Wonderful stuff. Love to see it. Now, Faraway Mike now going to get us started on the second solve. Best of 5 we're looking for today, of course, everyone. First to 3, if you don't know what that means. Prime, okay. Tough to read the scramble with the chat over it. Yeah, okay. What am I going to do about that? I don't think I can. Oh, jeez. James, you broke it. Let's just, because if I pull that down, it's going to make it just tiny. Oh, it's going to have to be this. It's just going to have to be that, James. Sorry, that's the best I can do for you. I'll just have to make chat tiny. All right. Right, what was I doing? I've scrambled. Faraway Mike is about to set solve 2. Here we go now. And it's a work in progress always, the OBS setup here. You know how it is. Suboptimal, but that's across. Where is the thing? There's the thing. There's another thing, look. There's one of those things. That's not a bad thing. And there's a little hook. Whatever that was. And RB. Missed the spacebar. Rip. Technical error there from Faraway Mike. Should have been a 24, but timer malfunction. Well, skill issue on the timer for the man there. 25.41. So history repeating here. Oh no, that was Even More Scottish Mike. Oh dang it, that shouldn't have been that. Hold on. What's happening? Oh yeah, 25.41. Sorry everyone, I'm not good at this. Oh, that's interesting. They match times. 25.41. That's why I'm getting confused. That's crazy. Okay, Even More Scottish Mike has to respond to this. 25.41 is what he needs to beat, and it's what he set last time. The scramble is set. He's inspecting now. We are off, everyone. Here we go. respect to everyone who can actually follow what I'm doing. Because I barely can. There's a hook, look. There's a triple sexy. I know there's a better way of doing that. Don't nag me, alright? That's that G-perm that feels really clumsy for a 24.2, 420. Love to see that. So there we are. That's a point for Even More Scottish Mike. Wonderful stuff. Okay, Even More Scottish Mike to set solve 3. We might be on for averages of 5 today, everyone. Might just be on for averages of 5. Let's see. Okay, so Even More Scottish Mike to set on solve 3. Speedsters in the chat today. Lots of 10s and 12s. That's very exciting. Clara Cuber, that OLL was so easy, you should learn it. Yeah, there's lots of things I should do, which I won't. So, but you should know that by now, Clara. You should know that by now. Put the thing over there. I think that's how I will do it. I'll spin the cube that way. And then that will be lovely. Look, there's one. Oh, great. There's 2. Oh, no, it wasn't a freebie. It looked like a freebie. It was trying to trick me. That's a freebie. There's a line. There's one of those. And GC for a 21. Finally, a half-decent solve from the Mike's ticket today. 21.3 set by Even More Scottish Mike. Faraway Mike is going to be sweating a little bit, trying to beat that. 21.3 is what he needs to land. That's tough. That's tough. With no warm-up, straight into it today. Cold morning, too. Everyone's hands are feeling it. Clara with the 8. Let's go. Stambo with the 9. Love to hear it. No, I think I know what I'm doing here. Okay, this is an opportunity for Faraway Mike here to not look too stupid. Although he has not made full use of it, arguably. There's one. There's a free one. There's that one. Nope. Nope. Unforced error in the execution there. And then a U4. You hate to see that. There's an hourglass and a Y. Ah! And you too. Okay. Very nice. So that's going to be a point for Even More Scottish Mike. Match point all of a sudden, everyone. Match point and Faraway Mike to set solve number 4 here today. He needs this to be a good one. We're not setting records here today. Nothing particularly fancy happening. Pretty lackluster solving from both competitors this morning. Here we go. Who's texting me? Bye. What am I doing? Faraway Mike is setting solve 4. Here we go. That's what's happening. Ew. Yuck. Okay, let's do that, then that, then that, then that, then that, I think. And then lose the edge. That's pretty standard. No, no, not that way. Nearly cost myself an extra pair there. That was a bit silly, wasn't it, champions? Over there. You come over here now. And you go. There's a hook. There's a, what's it? And there's a... There we are, 24.4. This is very, very stinky solves today, everyone. I do apologize. Look at that mean, 24.9. Get away. And I did like 100 solves yesterday. Like 120. This is what happens when I practice. Even More Scottish Mike needs to respond. Relatively chilling. 24.49 is what he's looking for. RTB2 with the F prime. Blah. Okay, it's match point. If Even More Scottish Mike can best the 24.49, then it's game, set, match, everyone. The cover's off. He's inspecting now. Doesn't hate what he's seeing. It has potential, But of course, the story's not over after cross. There's still a lot. There's just an infinite number of things that he can mess up after the cross. A good cross does not a good solve make necessarily, because we're seeing a dot now, a little fish on its tail, of course, and that is a very poorly executed Z-Prime, but it's good enough. It's good enough. It beats Faraway Mike's 24.49, even more Scottish Mike with the 22. Mean of 3, 22 versus mean of 3, 24. I mean, the writing's right on the wall there. There was not a lot in that match. To be honest, it started off very closely matched before even more Scottish Mike got away with it there. Let's pop him into the chart now. Let's give him his final score. 3. 3-1. Even more Scottish Mike is through, and he will be facing Pro Cuber Mike in the second round. Absolutely inspiring stuff. The third best Speedcube League on the whole internet, on the internet's third best speedcubing podcast. Mike Speedcubing League here from Cubecast. Wonderful stuff there, everyone. Love to see it. No record. There wasn't a single record set today, was there? No. Mean of 3, nope, didn't get close to that. Average of 5, we didn't get. And we absolutely did not find a 17 today. We didn't even go sub 20 today. Very disappointing. Is what it is. Is what it is, you know? Okay, the competitors are now making their way over to the booth. What were the votes? Even more Scottish Mike was very much in the lead in the poll there as well, with 82%, 33 votes in. Everyone called it correctly. They were all looking for even more Scottish Mike to take the victory today, and that is exactly what's happened. So let's cross over now to Faraway Mike, see how he's feeling. Faraway Mike, how was that match for you, and how are you feeling after that? Honestly, you all saw me. It's on the internet. I did 100 solves yesterday. And then I did a bunch more last night as well. I think I did like another 25 or something last night. I actually practiced. I actually practiced and I got worse. Like this is, what is this? Explain that. Anthony Zhang. Explain that, stats man. Alright? What the hell? Okay, clearly a passionate... passionate, a lot of passion coming through there from Faraway Mike. Listen, you're going into the losers bracket. You're going to be coming up against Grindset Mike in that losers bracket round 1. You saw him last week smash the single record for a 17.67. How are you going to change your approach for next week? Well, I'm not going to practice. I'm going to read a book. Read a book and paint some Warhammer or something. I don't know. What a load! 120 solves. What do I do with that? What do I do with that? I don't know what to do with that. I'm out. I'm leaving. Goodbye, everyone. It's over. I'm done. I'm out of here. Okay. Faraway Mike has left, feeling very unhappy about that result. Coming in now to the studio, even more Scottish Mike. How I obviously started off a bit slow there, and then sped up. How are you feeling after that match? Well, I tell you what. I tell you, fit a game. What a grand time I've had. Foul, absolutely foul. Those first 2 solves, and then I was away with my 21. Yes, very good. Okay. Any plans? Any plans between now and the next match? You're coming up against who did I say? Coming up against ProCuber me. How do you think he went in his match? He was, I tell you, he was mächtig fine. I'm fair feared to him. He's off fast. Okay, that's probably enough of that. Thank you very much, even more Scottish Mike. Can't wait to not see you again. That's me 1 versus me 2 speedcubing, everyone. What a match. Round of applause for all the competitors there. Absolutely outstanding stuff. We love to see it. Now, you know what always happens after a game of me 1 versus 2, me 1 versus me 2 speedcubing, after the speedcubing league. There's always ads, everyone. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot. That's a lot. I turned down the wrong one. Oh, my days. Sorry, everyone. Fair as well. Nay bother, Nick. Nay bother. I'll tell you what's nay bother is using code Cubecast at Speedcube Shop and getting 5% off your order. Do you like cubes? Do you live not here? Go buy them at Speedcube Shop and use code Cubecast for 5% off, everyone. What a great idea. Do you like learning stuff? Do you like learning about cubes, specifically the solving thereof? Blindfolded, triangle shaped, regular cube ones. You can do that and more at Cubing Life Academy. Use code Cubecast to save 5% on any of their amazing courses. And of course, use code Cubecast at speedcube.co.nz. And lastly, at cubing.com, you can buy merch there. You can buy a little Cubecast mug. I need to make some more Cubecast t-shirts. We should start thinking about t-shirts we can make for Cubecast, actually. We need to up our merch game, like old mates Clicky Studios. But also, Cube Sauce is that's my line of lubricants, everyone. Cube Sauce. Yeah, Cube Sauce. Here's some. That's thick sauce right there. Where's the other ones? Well, they're around. But they're great, and you can buy them at speedcube.co.nz. You can buy them in Australia at Crafty Cube. And very, very soon, once they arrive, you can buy them at speedcubing.org in the UK as well. We're going trans-hemispheric with the Cube Sauce, everyone. There are Cube Sauces on their way to speedcubing.org in the UK, so that's nice, isn't it? What a treat that'll be, everyone.
Say the line, Bart!
Use code Cubecast. Yeah! Use code Cubecast, everyone. You heard him. Right, that's that. What have we done? We've done me 1 versus 2, me versus me 2. And that was a lot. Honestly, that was a lot. Let's put that down here so I know it's gone. We are going to talk to Anthony Zhang at about 10:30. So in about 20 minutes time, we'll talk to Anthony. I wonder if it's Anthony or is it with a TH or a T? Did I say Anthony or Anthony? I never know. Oh, excuse me. But we're going to do that. We're also going to do some other stuff too. What should we do? Should we take a look at the new Luke Garrett reaction video angle? Because I don't think I've video farmed this world record enough yet. I think I've done 3 videos on it. Let's make it 5 today, okay? I'm gonna have a look at the reaction, because if you saw my reaction video, no, sorry, my reaction review, I'm gonna show you it now so you know what I'm talking about. This is my my reaction review. Time. Welcome, friends. Welcome, fellow. Which I had a lot of fun editing, honestly. So that's my review of Luke Garrett's world record reaction. We now need to take a look at some more information. So I put out a request. I said there's parts of this I need to see more of. So Luke Garrett has uploaded this via Cubing Couple. Go and subscribe to them. And show them some love, because this is via them. So Cubing Couple sent this to Luke. Now I'm watching it on my channel. It's very meta around here, okay? It's the third most meta cubing podcast on the internet is what we're dealing with here. All right. Okay. Because what did we not see? What did we not see? We didn't see, there's 2 things I want to find. Okay? There's a missing part here where the camera is down. All right? We need to find out what happened during this period. This carries its own. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Listen to me in the past. I'm so wise. So we don't know what we're missing there. I would like a better angle of at that point, which of these fist bumps. Awkward. I like to see that. There's a lot of potential there for extra points. Extra points that could be scored there for awkward handshakes. Like I want to see just in a little bit more detail. I want to see some more some more stuff there. You know what I mean? Here's Cubing Couple. You can go and subscribe to them. We'll pin that for a minute. But right now, let's take a look at what we've got here. Okay, let's first of all just take a look at what we're dealing with here. So this is Solve 4. This is the big one. This is the one we're looking for, honestly. There he goes. That incredible AUF. There goes the chair. We've all seen that from the top-down angle. Then he switches back to his own angle here, which is fine. We've reviewed this. This is old news. And the sound, again, so good. And there it goes. So there goes the camera. We're hoping to shed some light on that part there. So is this... So I think we've got it. Is he holding a camera right now? I don't think he is. No, he's not. So this is the camera down moment. Again, another solid hug. That's disappointing, actually. I would have liked to have seen like a bit of handshake confusion going into that hug. That would have scored highly for me personally. Is he going to pick up the camera now? Yeah, he has. He's picked up the camera now. And here we go. Here we go. This is big stuff, everyone. This is really important stuff here because so many high fives were thrown. But it's not about how you throw them. It's how you catch them. You know what I mean? So we got to take a close look here. See how some of these are executed. So there we go. That's a legit clean dab up. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. He's just, you know, some of these are a bit loose. That one's, there's a bit of a thumb misfire in that one, which is fair. Come on now. There was a thumb misfire. And then he's going back in for more. Come on. Give me the goods. Give me the goods. Look at these. Look at these Timmies. Yes, very good to note there, Clara. There was confusion because the display wasn't working. So some people think it's North American record. Those in the know that it was the world record, of course. So here we go. So nice clean fist bump. Let's put this on half speed, otherwise I don't want to miss anything here, everyone. Playback speed 0.5. That'll do. So let's have a look through these high fives now, and let's get a bit closer in on this because I don't want to, you know. This is very serious. Look at this. I love this girl here, just like, what up? I'm in the video. Okay. Oh. I saw that. That was a fist to high five. Interesting. Good to see it. Nice for that clarification. Is Luke maintaining he's maintaining a fist, but the Timmies are looking for high fives. So that's inherently confusing and a bit shambolic, and honestly scores very, very highly on that awkward high five metric. Big thumbs up. Let's go. That's obscured by like this guy's head. That's unfortunate. Not able to get a great view on that one. Hello. Who's this coming in here? Luke spotted him. Obviously, he's spotted it. He's got lots of notice. He knows what's coming. No. Hand over fist. Absolutely beautiful. That's exactly what we want in an awkward high five. Okay, that's great. That's going to score very highly in my books. Lovely stuff. I think that might be the extent of the high fives. And now we've got, yeah, I couldn't see these Timmies, these East Wing Timmies over here. So lovely to get some more clarification on those. Of course, you need a good range of Timmies in the aura effectiveness pool is what we want to see. Clara clarifying, yeah, it was a newcomers competition, so there were an inordinate number of Timmies, a gaggle of Timmies, if you will, which is the official collective noun. A gaggle of Timmies, all very hyped for this. I suspect a lot of them had no idea what was going on, but that's fine. Especially because we heard commentary in this video. I think it was one of Cuban couples said NAR. But no, no, no. W. The big W. And there they are. Look at that. Almost. Big shout out to our man in yellow here. Almost completing a full... Can we call that a circle of Timmys? I think he's kind of equidistant here between these two Timmys. So I might upgrade that to a full circle of Timmys, which is lovely one to say. I would have liked to, our man over here in the glasses, you can't see him behind the chat, but I'm no shade, but our man over here in the glasses, next time I would have liked to have seen, if you could have pulled this in and really given us that full circle Timmy vibe, that would have been great. Little bit of Timmy drift in the back now. We needed some decisiveness from our man in the glasses to close that loop and really make it a solid ring of Timmys. But little bit of Timmy drift in the rear there, but that's fine. We'll forgive him for that. But what have we learned from this angle that we haven't seen from the rest of it? What have we learned? What have we learned from this angle that we didn't know before? There were, as I suspected, there were a number of awkward high fives that we'd missed. There were a couple of, again, disappointingly clean hugs. I would have liked to have seen something a bit more janky in the hugs, but that's okay. We saw a little bit of a better view of the general aura effectiveness in the Timmy horseshoe. I don't know if we can call it a full ring of Timmys, but it was certainly a gaggle, a horseshoe formation, wonderful stuff. Delegates having a hard time as well. In fact, yeah, should we go back and give a shout to the delegate here, who was just engulfed in Timmy's. I think this is probably our delegate here in the red. Shout out to you, sir. I'm assuming delegate. He looks like a vaguely responsible adult. He's letting it ride though. I appreciate that. He's letting it ride. He's just like, yeah, this is big. I'm gonna be on he knows he's gonna be on reaction review. I'm gonna keep it chill. And lovely stuff. Love to see it. The average isn't finished. I heard someone commented on my first reaction review video saying that there were no extras given. Despite this being solve number 4, there were no extras given in this situation, which I'm surprised about. I thought there would have been more extras. So that's... I don't want to count extras given in disrespect, because that's more physical disrespect of furniture, materials, things like that. And I don't want to... And of course, reminder, we don't condone this behavior if you're not actually landing world records, all right? Don't do this for your 30-second PR. Proud of you, obviously, for doing that. Your first sub 30 is a big move. Your first sub minute is a big move. But, don't smash the place up for that. It's for, I feel like it's exclusively for big numbers, Big in the grand scheme of things numbers. But thank you so much to Cubing Couple for having submitted that to Luke so that he could upload it. So that we could get a better angle and a better understanding of where the reaction went during that camera downtime, and for that really nice angle of the awkward high fives as well. Love to see it. Lovely stuff. Not much more to say about that. We're going to talk to Anthony about the solves themselves. Dave Neville, Caleb Chen's 5.26 average. I don't know that one. Let's go have a look. Caleb Chen, 5.26. Was that in the tier list? What am I looking at here? I can't see a 5.26 average. I cannot see what you are referring to. I am going to sneeze. Caleb Chen. Let's find Caleb Chen's channel. Right, I'm getting distracted. I'm on a side quest now. Is this him? Caleb does cubing. Looks like I can see a nice little reaction in there, though. Let's have a look. Oh, 5.26. Here we go. What am I looking for solve 5? I'm guessing so. Big Timmy energy. I like that. It's more of a reaction from the crowd, which is fine. But listen, we'll do another end of year reaction tier list this year. I wonder if this year, do we need to keep it to world record reactions, or do we just no? Because I'm conscious that I don't want to encourage people to muck around at competitions. You know what I mean? Didn't Cubehead get in trouble for that? Cubehead did a video, didn't he, a couple of years back about like how not to act at a competition, and it included that part where he worked out how to get like a +16, and then every Timmy was doing that at competitions and everyone was mad at Cubehead. So I don't want to get in that position where, like, you know, people are kicking off and causing extras and disrupting competitions. Not that I'm as influential as Cubehead, of course, but I don't want that. You know what I mean? So what I want is, like, I think it has to be from 2025. I'm talking about my tier list that I'll do at the end of this year. I think the criteria this year is it's going to have to be in 2025. Maybe it has to be NRCR or WR. Does that sound fair, or is that going to narrow it down too much? Maybe it has to be top 10. Maybe it has to be top 15. I don't know. I'm just trying to think how to make it manageable for myself and entertaining for you. Do you know what I mean, everyone? But anyway, that's that. Lovely stuff from Luke Garrett. Shout out to Cubing Couple for that. Go and subscribe. So, Cubing Couple are they're pinned in the chat. Go and subscribe to them. Show them a little sub bump. I'm sure they're getting one from having their content on Luke's channel anyway. But you know what it is. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Hey, it's 26 past. So I think what I'm probably going to do is get set up for Anthony to come on. Hey. Oh, Stream Elements. Don't forget to have a snack and drink some water, or you'll get all overexcited again. Yeah, true. Actually, yeah. All right. Thanks, Stream Elements. I'll have some blue juice. Lovely stuff. Zolt Cube sub to them. Good on you, champion. Appreciate that. Right, Anthony sent me a thing. Here we go. Oh gosh, he sent me a slideshow. Okay. This is going to be great. However, how am I going to do this? Right, I am just going to pop you all. No, I'm not going to pop you anyway. I'm just going to put on a bit of working stuff out music. You know, when this music comes on, it means I'm working something out. So let's go. Oh, while you're waiting or / watching me get stuff set up, just a reminder. You can play with 8-ball in the chat. And I've just asked 8-ball. So if you type the prompt ! 8-ball, and then I asked, will I ever get a sub 20 average? And the 8-ball says, most likely. I'll take that. Most likely. That's pretty good. What are the other ones? What is it you have to type to get all the commands? Is it just commands? Not all of them work, but it's an ! and then I can't remember. But you can play. I know 8-ball works. It's so long since I've played with the chatbot, I can't remember. But what I am going to do is I am going to muck around here with which of my scenes. Is it my solving scene that has the no, that's the wrong one. Is it the solving scene that has it has a hidden Discord? Yeah, okay. But where's that coming from? No, I want sorry everyone. I want. It's called. Why is it called speaking shall call? That's not helpful. But I want that, and then I'm gonna just fix my face here. And I think what I'm gonna do is put me up here, and then I'm gonna put Anthony. Anthony's face is gonna be here, and then we want our little window here as well. So our window is gonna be over here. I appreciate you guys for, watching. No, which one is it? Audio capture browser, capture card device. No, if I go back to my YouTube screen, and then I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to Apple C, and then I'm going to go back to call, and then if I just do a V in there. Yeah, that's what I want, but I don't want it right in front of my face here. Let's put it back here. Okay, great. I want this a bit smaller though, don't I? Zoop. I think this is going to work. Sorry for the spoilers, Anthony. Right, I'm going to make our faces a bit smaller. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put this here. You'd think I'd be better at this by now, eh? But no. Psych. Okay, this is going to work. This is going to work, I think. Isn't it, everyone? I might have to put this down here. Depending on how the screens go, because we might have to zoom in or whatever. Okay. Great. Zolt Cubes, you will never get sub 20. How dare you? Banned. Banned for life. Yeah, there was quotes. That's right. You could do a quote, couldn't you? If you do exclamation mark and then quote, then it'll load up a random quote that I'd loaded in. I'd forgotten about all this stuff. It's just giving me quote number 1 shenanigans. Quote 5. Use code Henry at checkout. You can use code Henry at speedcube.co.nz. Right, let's. What do I need to do? I need to start a call with Anthony, don't I? Let's do that now. Thanks for hanging around, everyone. I haven't killed too many of the viewers. Oh, every time Discord messes up the screen size. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Here, give me just a second. I'm going to have to switch you on to... Let's switch you over here, and then I need to, in Discord, I need to pop this out, and then we should have... Hey, there he is. There's an Anthony Zhang on screen right here on Cubecast. Welcome, Anthony. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I tell you what, why don't you start by introducing yourself, telling us who you are, because before we start talking about stats and OH and one-handed stuff.
All right, yeah. So I'm a cuber from New York. I am a semi-high level OH solver. I average around mid-10, so I would say I have a decent amount of knowledge in, I guess, the one-handed space. I'm also a full ZBLL user, minus Soon and anti-Soon. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so yeah.
No, that's all good. Tell me about stats, because you're a stats man. Because I was expecting to get you on to begin with to talk about OH exclusively, but then you were just like, mate, have I got some stats for you? So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm currently a statistics student in high school. I really like stats. You know, it has to do a lot with math also, but of course, you get to learn about, I guess, relationships between numbers, relationships between data sets, and it's really cool. And honestly, I think that the reason I wanted to analyze this average so much was, like, I think, being honest, I don't think that many people thought that Luke was going to get world record. Before this, world record was 7.9, and before that, it was like an 8.0. So the thing is, Luke, he's fairly inconsistent in comp for OH, which we'll see in the statistics later on. He's also a CFOP user, which I will talk about in a bit with CFOP. But I mean, I think that it's pretty widely accepted that Roux is a better speed solving method for one-handed, and he doesn't even use full ZBLL, or he might use a decent chunk of ZBLL, but I'm not sure. But he did use EO to ZB in the average, which is nice. But that's besides the point. Yeah, if we check the actual move count on the solves in his average, the average move count for the entire average was 55 moves, which is pretty standard in CFOP solving, which is kind of interesting. And the 6.8, which was the fastest solve, had the highest move count at 61 moves. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. And then I'm going to talk about why people. I don't think that people would have thought that Luke was a top contender. Analyzing both his competition results and looking at, I'll explain what a confidence interval is, but but what that is, and also I guess what I think the future of CFOP is in one-handed, as well as what I think we can estimate Luke's true average is, considering he has a 7 average, but some of the other stats in the slideshow that we'll see in a bit.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's take it back then. Let's take it back and start with the average itself. I assume you've seen the reconstructions and you know the scrambles and you know what was executed. What are your big takeaways from that? It was really interesting to hear that the 6.8, that the fastest solve, had the most moves.
Yeah, okay. So because I don't want to take up too much stream time, I'm going to do one reconstruction and that'll be the 6.
Okay.
But I think this actually demonstrates fairly well Luke's OH solving style. And I think this is... okay, sorry. I've scrambled on... I'm going to put it on white because I think it'll be easier to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, so... But yeah, this scramble is pretty interesting. There was nothing particularly lucky. Like I said, it was the fastest time, yet it had the most moves. So that's probably the most interesting thing. But I think that because it was so fast and the way Luke executed it, it shows how well, or I guess it shows what needs to happen for Luke to get really good OH times.
Okay.
So sorry for the mess of a desk, but yeah. So I've scrambled the cube on white. So something to notice is that our cross will be all RD gen, but he executes it from a Z rotation. So it's all RU gen pretty much. There's like an F move in there. But this pair doesn't get moved by any of the cross moves. So first what he starts off by doing is he starts with white on right, and then he does U to insert this cross edge. Then he does R prime U to set up this relative, and then he does a Z rotation and finishes off his cross. And now he has this pair, which is like, it's a free pair.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has this RU spammable pair. So it's like that. And then he has this pair. So how I would usually execute this is just insert the corner into double inverse sexy, but he does something else. He does inserting the corner into double sexy. And then now he just has this pair. And of course he gets EO, so he does a soon. And then he gets this U pair with no AUF.
Okay, so slow down for a second. So EO, that means he was following the edges, or he planned the edges before he'd finished F2L, or was he just lucky?
It was lucky. I doubt he planned it. He just ended up getting a soon with and all the F12 was 2 gen with a rotation. So that was pretty lucky. But I think that if I think Dylan Miller's in the chat, but something that Dylan really prioritizes, and I'm sure if anybody in the chat watches Dylan, you'll know he talks about EO a lot.
Yeah.
So like EO in the sense of like your F12 edges.
Yes.
So if I think Luke can get in the habit of watching EOs, which I'm sure he already does because he's a top level 3x3 solver, he knows a lot fundamentally about 3x3 solving. If he can get good at just making sure that he can probably just get one rotation in max, and then he's spamming F2L like he did in this solve, all RU gen, even though he has some very long pairs in there, and then get like a last layer that's mostly 2 gen, or he gets a ZBLL, so it's low move count, that is going to be around a 6 or a 7, like anywhere from a 6 to an 8, I think. And that's pretty much what needs to happen for Luke to get a good OH solve. And in terms of TPS, this solve was almost 10 TPS, I think. And I think that this is close to what people thought only Druva could do. And now we have Luke doing it as well. So I do think that Luke is a top contender, especially for Worlds. But I think that CFOP is still in the game. ZB is probably a bit more optimal. So I think more CFOP solvers, they already are moving to ZB, but I think more of them will start to move to ZB. And I think that ZB does have a future in OA solving, and I don't think that Ru will take over just yet.
That's a big call. So, okay, let me just. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and catch up with that and break it down a little bit. So, you're not convinced. Feel free to flip your camera background, by the way. What I'm getting from you is you're not convinced that Ru is the one true OH method. But
I wouldn't put it.
I'll also throw in there. Well, first of all, were these lucky scrambles, in your opinion, for a CFOP OH person?
In terms of the reconstructions, I think it was definitely more skill on Luke's part than luck. His turning was optimal. His solutions could have been a bit better, but in terms of spammability, they were really good. And I think the last layers, there was some luck in there. He was able to do ZB, like EO to ZB in like really short amount of moves. Obviously, this solve that I just showed was all 2-gen for last layer and for majority of F2L. And he got a decent amount of U-perms or mostly 2-gen OLL. So I would say last layer was fairly lucky, but the F12 was pretty much all skill in terms of turning and in terms of look ahead. Because I think that that's really where Luke shines, turning and look ahead. Even though I don't necessarily agree with like the amount of table abuse he uses, because I think that it makes his turning a bit more choppy. No one can argue that his turning is not good because his TPS is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the table abuse, I love to see it. I love to see that, and I do a lot of it myself when I'm hammering through 1 minute solves, you know. But yeah. So you mentioned something. I don't know. Do we need to know what? I don't know how much of my chat understands what 2-gen means.
Yeah, I can show. So 2-gen is essentially when you can solve a pair only using RU moves.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So for example, most of the time, how you can tell is if the edge lines up on the right or the left. In this case, it lines up on the right, so I know I don't have to rotate for the pair, so I can just use only RU moves to solve it.
Right, I see. Okay, thank you for the clarification. I appreciate that. So yes, going back to the original question, which I got distracted from on that side quest, but you're not convinced that Ru is the optimal one-handed method?
I'll put it this way. So I think that bottom line is Ru is theoretically and probably is the best one-handed method, but I think that I think that what people don't understand is people tend to just say, "Oh, use Ru, it's the best method," or "Don't use CFOP for one-handed." I think that if CFOP is used to the best of its ability, it won't be better than Ru, and it probably won't be on the same level as Ru, but it can get pretty damn close. And for OH specifically, ZB method, I think if you can get good at using ZB method with optimal ZBLS, good algs, good recognition, good look ahead, then I think that ZBLS can be on par with Ru. It will not be better than Ru, but it can be pretty much on par with it, maybe a bit worse, but I don't think it'll be better. But I think it can compete on the same level as Ru.
Okay, so on that note, I would love to, I don't know if you have the stream open, if you can see the screen just now, but I've got just if you can open the top 10, do you reckon we can go through the top 10 OH solvers and just see what the sort of split is between CFOP and Ru?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got Druva, who's CFOP, right?
Yeah, so... Yeah, Druva's a C. Okay, yeah, we can go through singles and then we'll go through averages.
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, no, I need to be on average. Yeah, here we go. So, Luke's been entered now. So Luke's there. Obviously, he's at the top. He's got CFOP. Nicholas Archer.
Nicholas uses Ru.
Nicholas is a Ru man. Okay. Sean
uses Ru as well.
Then Druva CFOP.
Yep.
So 2 all so far. Fami.
Mm-hmm. Fami, he uses Ru.
Okay, 3-2 for Ru. Zen Chen,
I believe he uses CFOP because he's in China. So there's not a big Ru population in China, so I would assume he uses CFOP, but there's no videos of his solves currently, so don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna assume it's CFOP.
Okay, cool. So I've lost count now. I think that's 3-all. 3-all. Then Max Park is CFOP, right?
Yeah.
So that's 4-3 CFOP. Eden.
Eden is a Rue user.
4-all. Crimson.
Also a Rue user.
5-4 to Rue. And finally, Patrick Ponce. He's got to be CFOP.
Yeah, Patrick is a CFOP user.
So it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On a note with Patrick though, I do want to say I'm like 75% sure he's a ZB user now, but that average, that his world record average, the 865, like his top 10 ranking is CFOP. But I do want to add that I believe he's a ZB user at the moment.
Okay. We'll take that. Because, well, ZB, it's still CFOP, right? Just with optimizations, wouldn't you say? Or not?
Well, I mean, the idea of CFOP is cross F2L, PLL. ZB is similar in the fact that it has cross and F2L, but the last two, I think, sets it apart. So I like, it could be a subset of CFOP, but I would say it's its own method.
Okay, all right, interesting. Twan in the chat confirming that Zhen Shen is CFOP.
Okay,
right.
Yeah. So yeah.
What we have here. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Regardless, like, just an outstanding. Like, overall, what are you feeling about Garrett's record? Like, what's your takeaway? What's your feeling? What's your review?
Obviously, I'm insanely happy for Luke. He's worked so hard, and just up until recently, obviously, when he broke the world record, he was commonly accepted to be the greatest cuber of all time to never have held a world record, and I think that held true. I mean, obviously, for cubers like me, I average like low 10, which is not close to what Luke averages, but I was kind of aiming for NAR average, which is not possible now, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, I mean, that wasn't a realistic goal. That was not a realistic goal for me. So I'm like, it's honestly okay. But in general, yeah, I would just say I'm very happy for Luke. He deserves it. He's been working really hard, and yeah. I'm fairly happy with it, and I'm like, I was a bit surprised, as you'll see in the stats later, but I was a bit surprised that he broke world record. Obviously, I thought that it would probably be a Rue user, and being completely honest, I thought that no one could use CFOP to the level of Druva, and Luke proved me wrong. So
yeah, great.
I mean, props to Luke.
Yeah, outstanding effort, and of course, a world-class reaction as well, which we've dug into extensively here on Cubecast. You know.
I mean, the reaction. Yeah, the reaction was awesome. And well deserved. Yeah.
All right, take us. So take us. Let's shift gear into these stats. Hey, you've taken a deep dive into is it Luke's stats in particular?
Yeah. So these are all Luke stats, and this is the main reason why I'll say probably only a couple people thought Luke was going to get world record, and why I think a majority of people would have never seen this coming.
Okay, talk us through it. Where do we want to start here?
Okay, so if you could, okay, the page setup's a bit it's okay, but
I can zoom in.
Well, like, it's just like my bottom diagram in there. It's not really visible, but it's okay. Yeah, that's probably better.
Okay, cool.
So, first off, I'll talk about what I did. So these are Luke's stats from all 76 OH rounds that he had from the start of 2025 up until his world record, I believe, or up until this comp when he got his results input. So probably like 2 or 3 rounds. So probably around 78 now, but this is the 76 from the beginning of 2024 to whenever he got the 772.
Okay.
So obviously, okay, so the notation is a bit messy, so I'm not expecting people to understand what this means. But if we could go back to the first slide, sorry.
This is slide 1.
So yeah, slide 1. Yeah. So X, if you see the X with the bar on top, which is the first part, we notate that as X bar, and you'll see that says 10.0096.
Uh-huh.
That is the overall mean of his averages. So first off, like, a couple disclaimers, it's very hard to do cubing statistics because we use average of 5, and then you obviously take out the best and the worst time, and then there's all that jazz. But the mean of his means the mean of all of his averages from this time was around 10.01. So that's what people probably would have assumed that he's averaging. So then this is where I brought in a one proportion z-test. So if anybody is a statistics student or they've taken a statistics class before, they'll know what this is. Essentially what this is it's comparing a claim. So the claim would be that he truly averages 10.01.
Yeah.
And then because he got a 772 average, we're trying to see if like he truly averages 10.01. So the claim would be that he likely averages less than 10.01, right?
Mhm.
Because it's kind of it would be kind of rare to have someone who averages around 10 to get a 7.72 average.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you would perform a one proportion z-test. There's a lot of work to it, but you can just plug it into your calculator. I don't want to take up too much stream time with that, but you'll get a z-score, which is essentially standard deviation. Like it measures how much the times deviate. And that was about -30, which is very, very extreme. And that means that there's a large deviation.
Okay.
And if you use a normal distribution, then you can see that the p-value is extremely small. So you can see it's 1.94 times 10 to the negative. Yeah, that's a huge number. But this is very close to 0. So you can just approximate it with 0. And when you have these kind of tests, if you end up with a number that's really small or close to 0, typically less than 0.05, that means that you're going to reject the first claim that he averages 10.01. So that means that it's extremely likely that he averages less than 10.01, which is obviously true, seeing as he achieved a 7.72 average, right?
Right.
So now I want everyone to look at the second graph, which is a box plot.
This guy down here.
It looks like a weird box. Yeah. So this is the distribution of all of his times from 2024 to 2025. You can see in the box, there's like a line down the middle. That is his mean. So that's around 10.01. And then you'll see his lowest average was 8.85 before the 772. So you'll see there's a slight skew in a bit like to the left, which means that he's probably averaging like most of his times would probably be around like sub 10, I would say.
Mhm.
But like his mean was still 10.01. But yeah, basically from the first slide, what I want to take away from it is that he definitely does not average 10.01. And like if you were just looking at his results, that's what people would likely assume, which is why I don't think people saw this coming in terms of him getting a world record. I mean, also he broke his PR average by over a second, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I would say that's why no one saw him or like foresaw him getting a sub 8 average, considering he averages around 10 in comp.
Okay, I'm with you. So while on the psych sheets he probably didn't look that hot, certainly not world record hot. You're sort of backing that up now by looking at the deviations here, and you're sort of disproving the psych sheet, I suppose, really, in essence, aren't you?
Yeah, and I would say this is kind of scary considering we don't know what Luke averages now, because you ideally want to use their times like their overall mean of. I mean, this is over 300 solves, 76 averages. That's certainly, I would say, a fairly good sample size in terms of what he averages.
Yeah.
But he definitely just doesn't average 10, and I think this is a lot of people thought he was averaging around 10, and that's why it was uncalled for. And quickly getting back, you can see the last bullet on this slide is talking about confidence interval. So I'll talk about what a confidence interval is. So because we would say we don't really know what he averages now, considering he averages 10 in comp, but he has a 7.72 sample, right? We can kind of estimate what he would average using the standard deviation. There's a formula for this, but once again, I don't want to get into the boring stuff. But it'll give us a range of what his true average would likely be. I'm going to reject the lower half. So the true average would be for a 99% confidence interval using all of his means from all of his averages from last year would be he either averages or he averages anywhere from 6.38 to 9.07 seconds. But I want to reject the 6.38 because I think that's kind of ridiculous. So I would say he probably averages around 9.07, right? But then comes the argument of, well, this is solves from 2024 and 2025 all the way spanning from the beginning of 2024, meaning it's probably not likely that these solves are up to date or like the results are up to date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're not necessarily proven to be accurate. So on the second slide, we can go there now. Yeah. So on the second slide, you'll see more statistics, and this sample was all taken from his rounds in 2025. So I've included his 772 average in here, and also I've created a new confidence interval. So yeah, in his new confidence interval, we can see that we have a new box plot as well. So first off, the mean of all of his averages this year is 10.08 roughly.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a bit slower.
Yeah,
but
that's
I think
interesting.
that also but also like the data sets that he or like it's less averages. So obviously any one average that's a bit more is going to weight it a bit more. So I don't think that that's necessarily fair. But we have a different standard deviation, and the standard deviation is actually a bit higher here. And so I've taken the time to calculate another confidence interval, which I think is slightly more accurate in terms of what Luke actually averages. So you can see this distribution is actually a bit more skewed than the other one. You can see like the box is like physically closer to the it's like physically closer to the left, which means that he's getting more sub 10 averages, which is fairly impressive, of course. But using the 99% confidence interval, we can say with 99% confidence that he averages somewhere from 6.77 to around 8.76. So I would say he averages around 8.7, or sorry, 8.67. So yeah, he would average around 8.7. I think that that's a good place to put him, which is on par with a lot of our users, I think, at this point.
Right. Okay, great. So, just to break that down just a little bit, what exactly was the aim of this? Was to get a more understandable average of his recent solves. Yeah.
So essentially, with the first one, you can see like the range is kind of ridiculous, starting at 6.38. There's no way that Luke averages 6.38, obviously.
Of course.
And I feel like 9.07 is a bit of an overshoot, considering he did get a 7.7 average and he has multiple sub 9 averages in comp. But obviously, like also this spans from 2024, and I thought that maybe using more recent results would give or would provide a bit more of an accurate estimate. But also, yeah, so the idea of the Z test was to first, like, which is the first part with the variation, was to basically see or was to basically gauge Luke's actual performance. So we know that he's definitely sub 10, which is not reflected by his competition results. But the goal of the confidence interval was to provide an estimate as to where he truly averages in OH solving.
Gotcha. Yeah, true. So I can see Qiyi in the chat. They asked Luke what he globals, and he said like 9.7. But I suppose that's kind of dirty data, isn't it? Because like a global, we don't know what that means in terms of how many solves for what length of time, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so all right, I see Levi's question, actually. I'll get to those questions in a second. So obviously, like I said, it's extremely hard to get accurate statistics here, considering I only used official solves, and obviously Luke doesn't perform the same in comp as he does at home. And also considering like that, yeah, some of these solves are pretty old, and I didn't have up-to-date data sets. I did actually ask Luke for a large OH session, but unfortunately he wasn't able to give me one I'm assuming that he is just I'm assuming that he's just not reporting large averages, which is completely fair. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have like any like really really concrete data to use. But yeah, anyways, getting back to Levi's question, how can he global 8.7 when he doesn't have any official averages besides the 772? I actually agree with this claim, which is why I will get back to the point that it's really hard to just estimate using only official solves. But yeah, I do agree with that. It's hard to gauge whether, but it's hard to gauge really what he averages using a confidence interval in this case. But I mean, you could also just say it's probably nerves or whatever. But yeah.
So you're kind of finding the mathematical nerve ratio almost, kind of.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to pretend that I understood all of that, but I found it really interesting nonetheless. Chat are enjoying it as well. You can kind of tell with how chat slowed down that everyone was just kind of paying attention and listening. Curious Nick there saying top tier stats. Thanks. I think we'll leave it there just now. But Anthony, thank you so much for coming on and explaining all that to us and giving us your opinion on the average and giving us the big stats. I wonder if Luke didn't give you a big bunch of session data because maybe he didn't want anyone to see how good he is at home. Because then people would just be like, why can't you put that down in a comp? So he might be looking at this now, understanding way more than we are, because you're looking at between 677 and 867. He's probably looking at that, understanding way more than what we are. Which is really interesting. All right, listen, I'm going to leave it there and crack on with some other stuff. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to plug anything? Do you want to? You've got a YouTube channel as well, don't you?
Yeah, you can go subscribe to that. I have a collab with Luke, so that'd be fun if you wanted to watch that. But yeah, otherwise, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I will we'll catch you soon. Thank you very much, Anthony Zhang. Okay, yes, here you go, Anthony Zhang. I hope you all enjoyed that, everyone. That was a lot, wasn't it? My tiny brain I was following. I wasn't completely lost. But big mathematics. Anthony also did a great response on the old Prashta video as well. Hi Prashta, if you're in the chat. We're still cool. Listen, my son's school just called me, so I'm gonna have to just call them back real quick. So I'm gonna chuck on the technical difficulty slide, and we will go from there. All right, I'll be back really soon, everyone. everyone's still here. That's great. Thank you, everyone. Got a sick child who Granny is going to go and pick up from school because she's a champion. All right. That was fun. Hey, that was very fun. Thank you so much, Anthony, for all of that. Now, let's flip it up a little bit. Let's talk about, let's have a look at this from this post. So shout out Qbeth. She posted happy one day late International Women's Day. Mine's very late. Wasn't it March 1st? 13 days late. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because there was an article released in China yesterday about female speedcubers and why there are more males than females in the sport. It's in Chinese, of course. And then she said, spot me in the article. Oh, was it March 8th? Nick, thank you very much. I'm not that late. But yeah, so Qbeth, who you should go and subscribe to as well. Link is in the chat there. But we are going to take a look at this article over on Weijin. Yes, I would like it translated to English. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Google. So let's have a look and see why this article reckons why this article reckons there are more girls than boys than girls in speed cubing, everyone. And you can all argue in the chat about why you think that is or whatever as well. And then people will argue in the comments when I put the VOD up anyway. But here we go. This is according to Dreamcube, whoever that is, on March the 8th. As a globally popular intellectual sport, Rubik's Cube has attracted countless Rubik's Cube enthusiasts to participate in competitions and set records. But for the people involved, it is not difficult to find that the proportion of male players is significantly higher than that of female players, whether in online communities or offline areas. Yeah, that is true. So far, facts. Okay? So far, facts. I'm going to back this up with a little stat, right? I'm going to go to my analytics for a second here, and I'm going to go to analytics, and then I'm going to go to audience, and I'm going to have a look at my gender split. Where is it? I'll just pop it over here so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm giving away all the goods here now. So here we go. Yep, that pretty much stands with my stats here as well. They said 10%. Did they? Oh no. They haven't said any percentage yet. But my stats, male viewers are 90%, female viewers are 9%. So there's like a 1 in 10, which isn't that bad actually, I don't think. Not like that. I have had videos where they've been 100% male, and in the past my channel has said 100% male. So according to WCA statistics, there were 21,000 female magicians, that's, let's say, cubers, who participated in the competition last year, and 25,000 this year. Oh, that's good. Although more than 3,000 female Rubik's Cube players have been added in 1 year, and the number of female Rubik's Cube players is growing steadily year by year, there is still a significant difference in the gender ratio between men and women. Again, you can't argue with that. There is a difference in representation. The ratio is 10 to 1, based on my viewers. Look, here it is. This year, the proportion of female Rubik's Cube players among all Rubik's Cube players is still less than 10%. 9.2 according to my viewers. So that's interesting, isn't it? That translates directly across. So I think we have like good data. Wait a minute. Anthony, are we approaching good data? There, I've got two sources. Why does this phenomenon exist? What factors affect this situation? Let's talk about this topic today. Let's see what this journalist thinks are the reasons. So here we go. We're going right back to the start. Take the toys that children wear or children play with when they are young as an example. In many cases, when parents buy toys for boys, they are more likely to buy educational toys such as Rubik's Cube. There's no source, so this needs citation, but this is opinion here. For girls, they are more inclined to choose handmade toys. Handmade? Interesting. Such as puzzles and handicrafts. Well, hold on. That's a bit of a contradiction there, isn't it? Are we more likely to buy puzzles for girls, but Rubik's Cubes for boys? Well, which is which? You know, that's interesting, isn't it? I've noticed in my sample size of 2 children, the 2 that I have, Georgie, my daughter, is way more dexterous. Her hand-to-eye coordination, she plays with much smaller toys than Charlie does, who's my son and is older. And I think, honestly, I think of the 2 of them, I think she's going to be the cuber. They're bugging me right now to start a cube club at their school, and I think that might be the go. And we'll find out if the thing is, if Georgie's faster than Charlie, Charlie will quit. If Charlie's faster than Georgie, Georgie will not rest until she's faster than Charlie. That is how they work. My sample size is very small. It's only my own children. As early as 2018. A study in Science magazine pointed out that parents are 3 times more likely to buy spatial reasoning toys for their sons rather than their daughters. That's interesting. That's interesting. And again, that doesn't necessarily reflect my own experience, because Georgie with her little bits and pieces. Chang, I got 2 girls. They both get cubes. Yes. Well, yeah. Your sample size, again, is a bit biased by your own preferences of buying. There's so much in it, isn't there? The difference in early interest guidance caused by this stereotype will subtly influence children's choice of future interests and may give girls a psychological suggestion that the Rubik's Cube is a boy's game. But then if you've got parents like me and Chang, they're all 4 of Chang's and my children are getting exposed to Rubik's Cubes. Just because they want everything you've got, Chang. The male-dominated atmosphere of the Rubik's Cube community. Part 2. In the early days, the Rubik's Cube community was mostly composed of male enthusiasts. Only in recent years have the number of female enthusiasts gradually increased, but the proportion has always been low. True, facts. Faced with such an unbalanced group atmosphere, women will subconsciously think that this is a male-dominated field, which will greatly affect women's interest in joining. And that's something I've talked about before, which is just representation, which is why I believe that representation is such a big thing. Like, and what representation means is just girls seeing girls succeed. That is what I mean by representation in speedcubing. There is so much inspiration for boys because we see, like we say, 90% of us here are boys, are male, right? Or whatever. So it is very easy for us as men to see ourselves represented in speedcubing. It's fairly simple. It's much more difficult for a girl to see themselves represented in speedcubing. That makes sense? It's very simplistic, but it's very important, in my humble opinion. Sometimes when female players practice Rubik's Cubes in public, they may even face pressure such as being watched, questioned, and looked down upon. This may be Chinese coded here. I don't think anyone in the West or in countries I've lived in that I know about would look down upon a girl for cubing. That's not something. There's a translation happening here, of course, as well, and different cultures that I don't understand. This is a Chinese article, is my understanding. All of which may further reduce women's willingness to participate. So that's something I've not experienced and can't really comment on particularly. But is something that this article is suggesting. I've never experienced life as a woman, so I can't really comment on that with much authority. But I've never seen what I have seen. What I have seen is, because I run a cubing club once a month. It's since before I had the store and everything. What I have seen, and actually this might be biased. In fact, this might be maths. I see lots of boys come and go. I've seen lots of boys come and stay and progress and get really, really fast. Like, remember, back in the day, Jasper Murray previous Pyraminx world record holder. He was a Timmy who turned up at my cube club and was doing like 30-second Pyraminx averages. Dwayne Ramos as well. He came to the cube club when he was really young, stuck at it and progressed and got there. I have had girls who have come to the club and have stuck around for a while, but eventually have got a bit broed out. They've been the only girl there and have gone, nah. So, what am I trying to say with that? There are more boys turning up, and therefore a higher number of boys are making it through to that top tier. Our Dwaynes and our Jaspers and our Brins and our Coopers and our Connors and Z and Ryan and, you know, all these kids who are sticking in and they're getting faster and faster and faster. And they're having a social time there. They're seeing their bros there. But the girls, I remember this one girl, Summer, who was really good. Really good. She was doing like sort of 12, 13 second average, but she was, for the longest time, she was the only girl. And it's just in a room full of boys. And I think she found it tough just in that environment. So do you see why that's a disadvantage to an extent? So just that first threshold is tough. And we're getting over that first step for organizers and for organizers and the girls themselves. I from what I can see, again, I've never experienced life as a woman, but from what I've observed, difficult, right? A chang, because teenage boys can get creepy. Oh, not so much in my own experience, in my own club. It's not so much that they're creepy, it's just that they huddle and they talk in a different way. It's fascinating to watch. Wesley, no, we're not blaming we can't blame the boys. Yeah, Heron, a lot of people came through the Cube Club, which is kind of cute. I'm trying to think who else have I missed, man. Daniel, who is one of our delegates here in New Zealand. His sister was there for a while as well. Then she lost interest, and that's fine. It happens. We have a lot of drop off. Not everyone who starts cubing stays cubing. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Now, physiological factors. We all know that playing with the Rubik's Cube requires hands as a turning tool. This argument's difficult to make, and I'm gonna clap back at this one, all right? In the Rubik's Cube community, there is a phenomenon that Rubik's Cube players aged between a few and 10 years old prefer second order and third order Rubik's Cubes. What they mean by this, second order and third order, that's 2x2 and 3x3. While for higher order and larger Rubik's Cubes, there are more male players than female players. Well, I'm not sure if that's true. Obviously not in New Zealand. Again, I'm biased because we got Angela here. Angela Bergranza, who rocks the big cubes. But then this is because the speed of playing with the Rubik's Cube is usually related to the size and strength of the hands. I'm gonna clap back at this. Boys' hands are usually bigger and stronger than girls, which may be an advantage when playing Rubik's Cube. Although this is not a decisive factor, it may affect some girls' participation and performance in the Rubik's Cube field. I don't buy this. I don't buy this at all, actually. Because, madam, are you suggesting, first of all, saying that you have to have strength, again, this could be translation, but saying that hand strength is a factor, I don't buy. I'm not climbing. Like, it's not strength so much as dexterity. And if it's dexterity, are you saying that girls can't be accomplished pianists? Are you saying that girls can't play the violin? Like, that argument does not make any sense. And I will push back on that one. There are physiological differences in growing up as male or female. Other identities exist, but growing up in that, physiologically, there are differences there, of course. So I don't buy that there's a physical difference between boys and girls that makes that much of a difference in cubing. I don't think it's that. There is a physiological difference, and people love to argue about it. Although we still cannot change this phenomenon, with the continuous popularization of Rubik's Cube, more and more women have started to play Rubik's Cube in recent years, and we love to see it. There is no shortage of female players in the Rubik's Cube competition circle. Let's take a look at the single and average world #1 female athletes in the 17 official WCA events. So this she is. Qiyi Xiao. Someone said that was pronounced like a TS. Qiyi Xiao with the 3x3 single and average. Love that. Magdalena, the queen. She's got 2x2 and 5x5. Has she got 31.21 and 5x5? Gosh dang. Chang, I feel like seeing my girls and their peers around 10, girls have better dexterity than boys. Well, see, that's kind of what I'm seeing in my daughter as well. She's so precise she's got so many little bits. Everything she plays with has such tiny little bits that I hoover up because they're spread all over my house. Second class average. Oh, what is this? Second class average women's world #1. Nancy Liu has got she's got second class. What does that mean? I'm lost on that one. Hold on. World Cube Association. Nancy Liu. Okay, she's got the 1.34 average in 2x2. Is she the speediest 2x2? No, she can't be. No, it's Magdalena. That's interesting. What's Nancy Liu must have something. Oh, okay. She's got right. She's relatively high on 3x3. I think that's just a confusing translation, and that's fair. It's interesting that they've got a picture of 3x3 and then the average of a 2x2. Sure. 4x4 single, Katie Hull, of course. There's our girl. There she is, Queen Angela. She's the female world record. 4x4 average, 25.8, of course. Kate Graham with an awful lot of big cube stuff. And I'd never heard of this person. I'd never heard of Berta Garcia Para with the 3-blind queen. 16.3 for the single, 19.2 for the average. She's got 4-blind as well. I think we looked at this last year, didn't we, for International Women's Day? Or we looked at something. Regarding female speedcubers, and I don't think there's a single 5-blind competitor. Didn't we work that out? If we go to 5-blind, average, and then female. Oh no, there is. I beg your pardon. I'm talking rubbish. Shout out Meng Fei Shen, who was competing in Glasgow. Okay. There's a lot of chat going on. Nancy Liu is underrated. Katie Hull is our Southeast Cubing delegate. Berta, Queen of Blind. Berta used to be one of the best in the world for blind. Well, dang. I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry. I had not heard of Berta, but that's cool. FMC Liu Yue. She's got a 17 and a 21 average. Damn. There she is. There's Juliet. The OH. Look at this. #1 in the women's world in single-handed triple jump. Juliet Sebastian, officially the best at triple jump. Best cuber at triple jump. Who's this? Beth Lee. That's Beth. Wait, that's Qbeth. For the Megaminx, of course. 28 seconds single. Lily K for the Pyraminx. Average 1.77. Mariana Castro for the world's first female single diagonal turn. Ooh, that must be Scube at 1.44. That must be Scube. Gotcha. And then Kai Yujin in the tilt. What the heck is the tilt? Yujin Kai. She recently became a GAN guru, didn't she? Scube. It is Scube. She's a Scube Lord. Okay. That's right. And then who's this? Square One. 4.6 and 6.3. Dang. Anshu Chenuru. Shout out. Shen Mengfei. Here she is with the 5 blind. Yeah, okay. And then we've got Pyramid Single, Lim Jia Ying with 8.6. Magic. What's this? Fiona Bao? Magic Table Times? Fiona Bao? Who that? Fiona Bao. Who that? Who that? What you do? I don't know to what that one refers. Is it clock? 2.57, 3.17 average. Whoo! Yeah, that's what it is. The Magic Table Times. Do you like to solve Magic Table Times? Me too. What's your Magic Table Times single? John Dave, yeah, that was Scube. Yeah, thank you. Chang, time to train my girls for 5 blind. Hell yeah. Yep, got it. Scube, got it. Curious Nick, I think there was a study that females are more likely to discontinue participation in competitive activities after initial setbacks. No way. That's those efficient female brains going, I don't need this. Yeah, the translation is very whack. Level up piano. Fiona by the clock go. Yeah, I remember her now. I thought it was going to be magic as well. The Rubik's Cube has no limitations. Not only men but women can also play the Rubik's Cube, and can play it well. I thought there was a flex there. Today is International Women's Day. I would like to wish all women a happy Women's Day. Shout out all the girlies. Break the prejudice. Don't be affected by stereotypes and do what you like without burden. Hell yeah, sister. Hell yeah. Well, there we go, everyone. I'm not sure if I buy the physical argument that much. Hey, people like to make it, but I don't think I buy it. You know, look at any virtuoso musician, female musician. It can be done. So that's that. Well, that's that, everyone. Thank you so much, Cubeth, for throwing that one up. And letting us take a look. Cubeth's where I did post her. I did post a link, didn't I? Yeah, there's Cubeth. Let's pin that. Go and subscribe to Cubeth. It's at the top of the chat right now, everyone. Well, wasn't that fun? What else am I doing? What am I up to? Let me just have a tidy up on my notes here. That is Cubeth, and that is Luke. Oh, we've looked at the new Luke reaction angle as well. Should we go a bit old school and have a look at some hardware, everyone? It's time for a poll. Okay? We need a quick poll. How can I do this right? Start a poll. Stickered cubes are cool or meh. Or I should probably add an option. Don't care. Don't care. So this is where we're heading. This is where we're heading, everyone. We're heading for a bit of a fight about whether stickered cubes are cool. And who started this fight? Qiyi started this fight. They have announced just recently. Oh, I've lost my chat. There it is. Qiyi have announced that they are going to release the Qiyi M Pro V2 in a black base with full bright stickers. Wonderful. I love the Qiyi M Pro. Haven't tried the V2 yet. But it looks as though it will unleash unmatched performance and exceed every expectation I've got. So that's good, isn't it? High value, high performance Qiyi M Pro V2 black version released. It has 11 level elastic adjustment, 48 magnetic positioning, built for racing level speed. Oh, follow us, like and comment this post. One winner will be selected for a Qiyi M Pro V2 Black version. Well, that's a treat, isn't it? Where are we so far on the poll? Oh, it's just matched up. Cool and meh matched on 35. Don't care 29. I think they're cool. I would love to see stickered cubes come back. I feel like it might reappear as a trend. High value, high performance. I love this rating. Qiyi M Pro by Qiyi's own rankings. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.4, 4%. And they're just giving it the V2 just a little bit more. It's the same on appearance. It's a cube. It's the same on smoothness. It's the same on corner cutting. Oh, it's a little bit more stable, everyone. Scored higher on stable. Scored much. It's almost got a perfect score, assuming these are out of 10, on anti-corner twisting and anti-pop. Gosh. That's exciting, isn't it? Let me see it. Let me see it. Look, there we are. It's got a classic look, you know? A really classic look, the stickered 3x3. If I had to be honest, like aesthetically, here's my call. Aesthetically, I prefer the look of a stickered cube for a number of reasons. Personally, subjectively, I think it looks good. Secondly, you'd be amazed how many non-cubers are baffled by a stickerless cube. I don't know why or how. Have you ever noticed that? When a stickerless cube, when a non-cuber sees a stickerless cube, they're just like, is that just is that an actual Rubik's cube? Is that, what's up with that? So that's a thing, isn't it, everyone? I don't know, bad point, poorly made. But Convince Pro. Are you convinced by this Pro? I am. Stability Pro. Look at all those magnets. 48 magnets assist in alignment. Designed for the ultimate in control and positioning. Dual magnetic alignment in both edges and core. Of course, it'll be a ball core, just like the V1. And it does look good. With that perfect circle in the middle. Does look good. Full-bright stickers. Love to see it. 68.9 grams. You couldn't have just added an extra 0.1. 55.5. That's what we want to see. Here's the thing. Right? If I'm getting a stickered cube, I want to know that the stickers are going to deteriorate nicely. You know what I mean? I don't want them to last forever. I want them to get all chippy chipped and break. Oh, I'm directly going up against Level Up Piano. If it's a stickered cube that has damaged stickers, 100% annoying, I think it looks badass. I think it looks badass when a cube has damaged stickers. Like when it looks real worn. Let me show you. Hold on, I'm going to show you one. Show and tell. I'm going to get my GTS. Where are you? Oh, I buried it. I was in here the other day and buried it. There you are, little buddy. There we are. Okay, so this is my Waylong GTS. My GTS Pro, I think it was called. I don't know. It was the one that was all multicolored. It's non-magnetic, but yeah. Look away, Level Up Piano. You don't want to see this. Yeah. This had the most thrashable stickers on it. My one's not even that bad. I actually think it was Dwayne back in the Cube Club that had one of these back in the day, and he thrashed it. It looked so much more worn than my one. But the green, yellow, orange, red on these ones peeled really badly. They delaminated. You see? They delaminated. Whereas the white and the blue were a different set. So they would chip, like the blue one has there. They would chip a bit, but they wouldn't fully thrash up like the red one. So what I'm saying, and also my original Volk over there, that's got super thin plastic. They didn't delaminate, but they did chip. And it looked really good. Heron cubing. Circle centers need to be used more. French scuba, probably tiled though. No, this is not tiled. The Qiyi is stickered. It does say specifically black base and full bright stickers, not tiles. Because they would have had to make completely new molds to do it tiled, and that would have been average. Anthony, damage stickers equals battle scars equals badass. Hell yeah. Curious Nick, I like the look of stickered cubes, but I won't use them to compete. Dino Cuber, I have a Volk still in the box. No way. You know what I've got? I've got a Tornado V2 special edition. You know, the clear ones? I've got one of them still in the box. But I don't think it's worth anything to anyone, unfortunately. Chang, anyone remember CubeSmith sticker tiles? Or am I just old? I think in answer to your first question, no. In answer to your second question, yeah. So there we are. Black Qiyi M Pro V2. I would love to get my hands on one. I haven't tried selling a stickered 3x3 in actual years. It's been years since I had a stickered 3x3 in. Last time was probably the Maylong 3M. I think I got some... I think I did get some Maylong 3Ms black and some RS 3M 2020s black. I did like the Maylong 3M in black with stickers. That was kind of cool. Anthony would buy the V2 if I could ship it to the US. We can talk. There we are, everyone. There is a black M Pro V2 coming. Great stuff. Love to see it. Lumi in the chat, did Luke's record get broken already? Stop it. No, I haven't. I'm not seeing anything on Discord. Usually there's about 6 servers I'm in that will just go ape whenever there's a world record. So I'm not seeing any evidence to suggest that. You know what's a cool non-WCA puzzle? While we're on hardware, you know what's a cool non-WCA puzzle, everyone? It's the Void Cube. Cool concept. You know what's not cool? The Rubik's Void Cube, which is this guy right here. It is a horrible, hateful, just horrendous puzzle to turn. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But good news, everyone. There is a new one coming, isn't there? Where's my link here? Oh, it's just on Reddit, isn't it? There's like 100 posts. The Reddit r/new cubes has been going a little bit ape about the imminent release of the Qiyi Void. Was there a YouTube video about this? I feel like I might have seen one. I feel like I might have seen something. Nope. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm talking nonsense. Was it on the gram? Was it on the gram, Qiyi? Did you have a video? I feel like I've seen a video of people messing with the new Qiyi Void. Here. Here is someone spamming with the Void Cube. Who is this? XT member Qingje Li. So Void Cube, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a 3x3 with no centers, right? And for some reason, Rubik's thought it'd be a good idea to just switch up the color scheme as well, just to make it extra annoying and confusing. So it's cool that Qiyi have made one with the standard colors. That's cool. And they've also made it UV coated and magnetic. That feels like it might be overkill, but whatever. So that's exciting, isn't it? Super Tech Void Cube exists by Qiyi. But while I was researching this, I found some cute, interesting stuff. The first thing I found was this video here.
The void has arrived. Rubik's Void, a whole new Rubik's challenge from Ideal.
See what they did there? A whole new Rubik's challenge. Oh, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. My wife bought me this, so I can't get rid of it. I still love it because she encouraged my nonsense and bought this for me. But I'm excited to see how good the Qiyi one is. Now, what it's got is, like I said, magnets and... yeah, magnets and UV coating and adjustable stuff. Crush lockups with patented elasticity. Eliminate accidental moves with magnetic positioning. Shine brighter with UV coated highlights. So it is a magnetic, adjustable, UV coated void cube with a standard color scheme, which we love. Now, you know what we don't love? Parity, everyone. Void cubes can give you parity because you don't know where the original center would have been. You don't know what it is, so you end up with parity here. But and this one has been sitting on my shelf the wrong way around, so no one can see the parity, I'm afraid to admit, because I just could not be arsed looking it up whenever it was that I solved it. But never fear, everyone. Sean from Speedcube Review has us covered.
SpeedcubeReview.com.
Hey, Sean.
So let's talk about how to solve a void cube.
We're going to learn about the parity today.
It's just like a 3x3, but there are no centers. And because of that, you can run into what is called a parity.
You sure can. Now, he's got the alg here. Are you ready to write this down, everyone? Let me check that orientation, sir.
This is my favorite. All you're doing...
one on the right, one on top. M prime U, M prime U,
and then M prime U prime twice.
Okay.
And then M prime U2, M prime U prime.
Oh, listen to it. Ugh. It's disgusting. Right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, everyone. You ready for this? Oh, I should probably go at my solving, shouldn't I? What a mess. What a mess. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I'm going to go to YouTube. Hey, Mango. Welcome along. You missed the match. It was a banger. Chang, I want to see a ball core void cube. That would affect the void. All right, here we go. I'm going to do it. Can you see? Can you see? Do you need to see? Wait, what the hell? Oh, there we go. Okay, here it is. So, M prime U. Come on. M prime U. M prime U prime. M prime U prime. M prime U 2. M prime U prime. M prime U prime. Sean? That didn't work, Sean. What the hell? Skill issue. Almost certainly. Arse. This has not gone as planned, everyone. What am I doing here? Welcome to Cubecast, everyone. Where old man struggle with void cube. Ugh. What even is this? What OLL is this? Not that one. Ah! Void for WCA. See how horrible this cube is. Ugh. I hate it. Oh my god, I did that OLL though. That was quite impressive. What's this? Are you gonna N-perm me? Are you actually gonna N-perm me? You piece Oh, I cooked it. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I hate this. I hate that cube. I hate it so much it gives me energy. I can't believe Sean would stab me in the back like this. In a situation that was definitely not a skill issue. Everyone. Nick, I can and I will buy a better one soon. What a turd. Like, genuinely, it's not just because I'm mad at it because I messed it up. The Rubik's Void is just such a catastrophic turd. I'm getting snacky, Nick. I think I'm raging out. Well, anyway, good news is there's a new Void Cube coming, and it will be less hateful and horrible than that one, which is now an absolute mess. Ugh. This should have been easy. This should have been simple. This should have been simple. Curious Nick is saying eat something. Why would I do that when I can get caffeinated instead? Whee! No, I'm nearly done, and I'm gonna have lunch straight after this. So we're nearly there, Nick. It's all right. I didn't rage out at any one. I just raged out at something, so that's fine. And it is rage inducing in my defense. Okay, what we're gonna look at. This is our last thing for the day. And then I'm gonna get the hell out of here. What I thought would be fun, everyone, is if. So we just missed Cubing Clash, okay? Cubing Clash happened in New York. Hey, I'm walking here. Cubing Clash happened in New York. And I'm not going to spoil it. I can't remember if it was the Cubicle who spoiled it or what, but I know what the result was. I know who won. That's for you to go and find out if you want. But what I thought was, wouldn't it be interesting to find out who would have won if PBs in Palisades had been head-to-head? You know what I mean? So, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Am I going to dox myself? No, I think we're good. I think we're in the clear. Let's do it. So, I'm going to do Yiheng versus Tymon here. And then this is solve. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how many did they do. They would have done 20, hey? So it's going to be, it's a best of, well, it'll be first to 10. No, wait, first to 11, I guess. If they're doing 20 solves, it'd be first to 11, wouldn't it? So, here's PBs and Palisades. Let's do it like this, okay? So, round 1. Yiheng versus Tymon. Okay, so, here's what we're looking at, okay? Just solve by solve. I'm going to have to move the chat again, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, James. There we go. That'll do. Okay. So, starting at the top here, Yiheng, 428 versus 494. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give Yiheng a point. There we are. Oh, I need my totals. Equals sum. This is like, I can tell you're impressed. It's like watching the championships, eh? The competitive, sugar and spice. I can't have the salt. I can't have the chat over there. James. I don't know why you're getting it in the neck for this, James, but you are. Okay. You're absolutely right, Nick. I do need to eat something. So, Yiheng took the first one. 542 to 556. Okay, Yiheng's getting the second one. So the point of this is just to see, does the format drastically change the outcome? Is what I'm trying to go here. So 537. Tymon got the win in solve 3 with the 516. Lovely stuff. Oh my gosh. Yiheng dragging one back. It's 3-1 already. Then 511 beats 518. So Yiheng got that one as well. So far, Yiheng is kicking Tymon's butt in head-to-head. And that is reflected in the result at the end of round 1. Yiheng took it. 492 was the average over 530. In the second round, now, let's see. Yiheng takes solve 1 in round 2. He takes solve 2 in round 2. Tymon with solve... Oh, with solve 3. Oh, Tymon. Yiheng again. And then Tymon in solve 5. So after 2 rounds, you know, in competition, Yiheng's won round 1. Then Tymon has won round 2 in our standard WCA format. In head-to-head format, Yiheng is ahead 7-3. Right? Is that interesting yet? I don't know, honestly. Let's keep going. Round 3. Tymon got the dub as well. So Tymon is taking solve 1. Is this the comeback? Yiheng is taking solve 2. Yiheng is taking solve 3. Tymon is taking solve 4. And solve 5. 2 in a row for Tymon there. Wonderful. Now it's 9-6. Now, again, let's review. So in the competition, Yiheng took round 1. Then Tymon has taken rounds 2 and 3. So objectively, we're looking at that just with those raw numbers. Again, I'm getting back into data and stats here, Anthony, which I realize is dangerous and my brain is too small for. But objectively, looking at that, we're going, oh, Tymon's on for the win. Tymon's on for the win, but then in a different format, he's getting beat pretty bad. You see what I mean? And then let's look at the final. So Tymon taking the first solve in the final. And now it's 9-7. Now we got a match. Then it's all about Yiheng for that 421. 10-7. Then Tymon's pulling one back with the 411. 10-8. Now it's close. Then Yiheng and Yiheng with solves 4 and 5 to make it 12-8 in the end. Now, again, let's remember... Actually, I think Yiheng had the match sewn up here, didn't he? Because he hit 11. He hit 11 just there. So do you see what I'm trying to demonstrate? Is what I'm trying to demonstrate worth demonstrating? I don't know. That's a bigger question and one that I'm not really equipped to answer. But something has occurred. We have witnessed something. What have we witnessed? Different formats. Arguably the same result because Yiheng at the end. Yo, Dylan Miller third. Shout out. Yiheng took the final in the end, and in this format, of course, only the final counts. Whereas in this format, we have a bit more of a back and forth, kind of. I think I just wanted to demonstrate, really, what a head-to-head, what a knockout match, first to 11 match, looks like in comparison to this. And I suppose it backs up my argument. What does it back up? It backs up my argument that I think this is probably more exciting to watch. And just, I suppose, lends to the fact that I'm excited about... I would have paid good money to watch a pay-per-view stream of Cuban Clash. And I am excited to watch Premier Speedcubing League. Because I tell you what, we could do the same thing. We could do Tymon versus Dylan, actually, and we would get... Oh no, I think he would have him. I think Dylan would get had by Tymon or Yiheng in terms of knockout there. But that's the thing about knockout, anything can happen. What happened in second and third round, Dylan? What are you up to, sir? But there's the final. That's the one that counts. 5-7 in the average. Let's go. For Dylan. Oh, you can't see that on screen. Never mind. It wasn't a cool story anyway. suffice to say, excited to watch PSL this weekend. Hey, lots of good stuff coming up. Have I done all the things that I planned to do? We've had a look at Tymon versus Yiheng. We've looked at the black Qiyi M Pro 2. We've looked at the Void Cube and raged out and ruined my own one. We've had a game of Me1 versus V2. Me Too. We had a look at that cubing, Women in Cubing article. We talked to Anthony about Luke. And we looked at Luke's new reaction angle. So I think that's it, everyone. I think that's it. I'm going to go have lunch, eh? Heron, like I said before, Dylan was just chilling in the finals. Yep. I think that's fair to say. He had a second on Aaron, who came in with a PR, which is pretty cool. 6.67. Levi Gibson, weren't you in the chat earlier? I swear there was a Levi in the chat. What was the conclusion of our poll anyway? Stickered cubes are 40% meh according to my audience. 27% don't care. Only a third of you have my respect, frankly. No cash value, non-redeemable. I'll end that poll and we'll carry on with the day, everyone. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm going to call it a day there and go and carry on with my life. Oh, I've got a sick child, I just remembered. Gonna go deal with that. Oh, I'd better eat first before I go and deal with my child. That's probably a good idea, isn't it? Hey, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to use code Cubecast at Speedcube Shop and Cubing Life Academy and speedcube.co.nz. I need to do my shipping as well. Hell's bells. I've had a bit of a mixed up day today. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? That's it, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go. Goodbye.